Part 3. Phone says it has 13 gigs available, so that should be enough to get us through the rest of it. According to where it left off, I was picking up this one. That is a mini-series, The Planet of the Symbiotes. This is Amazing Spider-Man. This is number 1 of the 4-issue mini-series. Each of the issues is a key. This one's the most expensive because it's number 1. Psylocke, issue number 4 of a 4-issue miniseries. Apparently, this miniseries is scarce. There's a low print run on it. This is the only one of the 4 that's in the collection. I'd love to have all 4 because Psylocke is one of my favorite X-Men. Nightcrawler would be my single favorite X-Man, except for maybe Kitty Pryde. Secret Avengers number 23. This is Agent Venom joins the Secret Avengers, and Agent Venom is Flash Thompson. Shh. That's why that's key. Silver Surfer number 128. I don't remember why. Not a big Silver Surfer fan. Spider-Man number 1. This is the Todd McFarlane run that they gave him when he wanted more control over what he was doing. I have 2 copies of this in for grading, and I think I have 2 other copies. So this is actually my 4th copy of that book, I think. Spider-Man number 1. This is Miles Morales' Spider-Man number 1. Brian Michael Bendis writing it. Darth Vader number 2. These are minor keys. Darth Vader number 3. Sometimes I just keep number 1s because they're number 1s, even though I know they're not necessarily worth anything. Age of Rebellion, Darth Vader number 1. Target Vader number 1. Stormbreaker, the Saga of Beta Ray Bill number 1. Stormbreaker, the hammer that Thor gets made for him in Infinity War to replace the broken Mjolnir. If you don't read the comics, you don't know that Odin had Stormbreaker made for Beta Ray Bill, who was an alien who could hold Mjolnir and took over from Thor for a while. There's Beta Ray Bill cameo in Thor Ragnarok when you see Thor arrive at the Tower of Champions, and there are a whole bunch of sculpted heads on the outside of the building right before he fights the Hulk. Beta Ray Bill is one of those. And there's a suspicion he's going to show up in some future iteration of either Thor or Guardians of the Galaxy, which is now referred to as Guardians of the Galaxy. Because they've set a lot of the pieces. Anyway, this one's a mini-series of his backstory. I kept all 6, but number 1's the only one that's a significant key. New 52, Suicide Squad number 1. Suicide Squad number 44. It is a variant cover. You see the Batman, and he's throwing batarangs into target dummies of Harley, Deadshot, Croc. Here's a katana. Yeah, some of these variant covers I really dig. New Suicide Squad number 1 from the New 52. This one's got Deathstroke in it. This is Suicide Squad number 26 from the Rebirth series, and this is a Dark Knight's Metal tie-in. Superman Man of Steel number 17. This is actually the first appearance of Doomsday. Now, there's argument in the comic book community whether a cameo appearance counts as a first appearance or if it's only the first full appearance of the character that counts. For example, Wolverine's first appearance is generally considered to be Incredible Hulk number 181. It is a grail. It tends to go for about $20,000, somewhere in that neighborhood, give or take. He's on the cover. He's leaping at the Hulk in his yellow and blue suit. The mask is a little different from the one you're used to. You've probably seen it. But Wolverine appears in cameo at the end of 180. And so there's an argument, well, why doesn't that count as his first appearance? Because he's actually in it. So this is Man of Steel 17, cameo appearance by Doomsday. It's his first appearance, so it's actually a key. enough that it would make the cut, even if I was doing major keys as opposed to minor keys. It's about a $35 book according to Key Collector. And again, don't argue the numbers with me. I'm taking my cues from the price guides that I read, and maybe they're accurate and maybe they're not. I hear Key Collector's pretty good. Superman from Rebirth, number 10. This is the first meeting of Damian Wayne and Jonathan Kent, along with their respective parents. This one I already had. This is Sword number 1. We talked about Sword when we dealt with Astonishing X-Men in part 1. Taskmaster number 1. Teen Titans number 8. Now, I mentioned that there was one key associated with the Dark Knights and the Batman Who Laughs that I was disappointed wasn't in here. It was Teen Titans number 12, which is actually the first appearance of the Batman Who Laughs. Wasn't in here. Can't win them all. This is the 5th printing of Thanos number 13. It is a lenticular cover. It is a knockoff or an homage to Secret Wars number 12. And this is the first appearance of the Cosmic Ghost Rider and the first chapter of the story Thanos Wins. Uh-oh, I'm out of order. I'm going to have to fix these. Emperor Joker. Ta-da, ta-da, ta-da. It's a story where Joker gets Mr. Mixaplex powers. Green Arrow number 32. It's a metal tie-in. Very little Green Lantern in here. I tend to let go of Green Lantern. Yeah. Green Lantern number 1 from the New 52. Green Lantern number 20. And generally, I didn't keep minor keys from Green Lantern, so if I kept a Green Lantern, there's a real good reason. But I don't remember what it is. I'd have to look it up. Green Lantern number 25. And I think one of these is the first appearance of Atrocitus, who is the leader of the Red Lanterns, because this is all leading up to the Jeff Johns story, Brightest Day and then Darkest Night. And I'm not a big Green Lantern fan, so I can't talk a whole lot about those. Guardians of the Galaxy number 1. I kept a couple of... This is a recent run, the one by Donny Cates. If I had had this when I went to the Cates and Lee signing, I probably would have had him sign this one. But yeah, I think that's Beta Ray Bill. And that's Cosmic Ghost Rider. You see Nova, Moondragon, Vance Astro. I think that's Quasar. No, that's Star-Lord. That's Gladiator. Groot's in the back. Yeah. But I kept a run of Guardians that Bendis wrote that I want to read. Red Hulk, number 1. This one's trading very heavily right now because there is a hypothesis that we will see the Red Hulk in the Black Widow movie and that they're gearing up to launch Thunderbolts, either as a series or as a film. I'm not sure which. Hulk, appearance of Deadpool. I don't remember why that one's key. Hulk number 15. I could look it up. Immortal Hulk number 7. This is Hulk versus the Avengers. Hulk 449, which is the first appearance of the Thunderbolts, which we just mentioned. This one's considered a major key. It tends to trade heavily. It's about a $50 book, 40 or 50. And of course, if it's in lower quality, then it's worth less. I'm talking the high grade quality, high grade rated prices, because most of these were read once and then bagged, and there's very, very few flaws in them. Incredible Hulk 92, which is the first chapter of Planet Hulk. Planet Hulk is a story that was largely adapted into Thor Ragnarok. It's a couple different stories in Thor Ragnarok. Incredible Hulks 620. That should show less of me and more of the books. Iron Man number 302. This is a fight between Iron Man and Venom, as you can probably tell by the cover. Justice League number 1. I think I have about 4 of these. One of them signed. Justice League number 2, because it's pretty. Batman Who Laughs joins the Legion of Doom. So this is a Justice League appearance of the Batman Who Laughs. Justice League International #1. Secret Wars #1. This is one of the books that got me not initially into comics, but interested in comics when I was about 13 or 14, junior high school student. Yeah, there's a black costume Spider-Man, and then what the heck's behind that? And then this is the story that explains it. There's #8. This one is a major key. It tends to go for, in mint condition, 100, 120, maybe a little less. It's always worth grading. I think this is my 3rd copy of this, and this one's a little discolored. You can see in the corner there. It's kind of yellowy. That would not pull a mint rating, so this is probably 50-ish. Thor #1. And one of these, this is the Mighty Thor #1. One of those two, I think it was the one I just showed you. The first one I showed you, I think it's this one, is the first appearance of Jane Foster as Thor. Miles Morales Spider-Man #1, because they love to give multiple titles to make more money, make you buy stuff. Titans Young Justice Graduation Day. This one's a minor key, I think. Totally Awesome Hulk #19. I'm not a big Hulk fan. There's a reason this is key. I don't remember why. There's a ton of Venom keys in here. So this is Venom #14. And I think this one's key for the artist. Sneeze coming. Well, the comics are bagged. We're fine. Yeah, because this is a Clayton Crane cover. And I've shown some other Crane stuff. But yeah, this one's key because the cover is Clayton Crane. Then we have #1 of Rick Remender's run on Venom. #2 of Remender's run on Venom. This is a homage to Amazing Spider-Man 300, which is Todd McFarlane, and the first appearance of Venom. Very first appearance, full appearance of Venom is Amazing Spider-Man 300, and that's an homage to it, to that cover. This is Donny Cates' Venom #1. Believe it or not, that Venom #1 is not as key or expensive as this one. This is Cates' Venom #3, which the cover is an homage to Jaws. You can see the comparison to the Jaws movie poster. And it's the first appearance of Null, the symbiote god. So, expect to see him in a Venom movie at some point. New Spider-Man versus Venom. This is Along Came a Spider #1. Venom versus Carnage, and this is a mini-series 1 through 3. There's 2. There's 3. Oh, I'm mistaken. It's more than 3. Because here's 4. There's Venom the Hunted #1. Now, if you've been wondering, does he have this one? He does. Venom Lethal Protector #1. This is the series that the Tom Hardy movie drew heavily on. So, Lethal Protector #1 is a major key, I believe. This is #4 is a minor key, which includes the first appearance of Riot, which is the symbiote that was the bad guy, the antagonist of the Venom movie. #5 is also a key. There's like several different symbiotes that come out of that. It's not just Riot. And then Separation Anxiety #1. This one is a major key. It's of the ones I just showed you. It's one of the more expensive ones. Bride of Venom. The story is called Sinner Takes All, and this is #3. It was the first appearance of She-Venom, apparently. So you might expect to see that in the future movie. So we're into the X-Men books. Weapon X #6. Weapon X number 7. And at some point, they established that Captain America was like Weapon 1. Yeah, I'm not up on those stories. Weapons of Mutant Destruction number 1. Now this is I forget what they call it, but that is Hulk as a member of the Weapon X program with Wolverine's claws. I don't know if you can see that. It might be called Weapon H. I want to say that's what I remember. Web of Spider-Man number 118, first appearance of the Scarlet Spider. Wolverine number 80. Don't remember why. My son asked me to hold on to all of the Wolverine, so there's a whole box of Wolverine. Wolverine number 88. This is a Wolverine versus Deadpool fight. Wolverine number 100, which has a hologram cover. Ooh, that shows up real cool on video. Ooh, it's a reflection of me. I should make that into like a boomerang or a GIF or something. GIF, what the fuck ever. Pardon my French. Wolverine 131. Wolverine 154, which is more Wolverine versus Deadpool. It's weird because when I tell the story, I've told the story a couple times of going through this collection. All of these great keys, and we still have a good 30 to go. And I was hoping for New Mutants 98, which is the first appearance of Deadpool. So down to the last box, I was going, I hope there's a New Mutants 98. And there wasn't. And you could look at that as, oh, no New Mutants 98. But it was an amazing take. That's Wolverine number 155. That is an homage cover to an issue of the Hulk that McFarlane drew, that you could see the reflection of the Hulk in Wolverine's claws. Then there is the Wolverine Old Man Logan story. Now, this is a 7-chapter story, and I had collected the first 5 of it. And I was still looking for the last 2. And then this collection had 71 and 72 in it. So I have 5 chapters of Old Man Logan that I have duplicates of. So if you're interested in buying those, I have those as well. All New Wolverine number 1, which is the first appearance of X-23 in the Wolverine costume. If you've seen Logan, that girl, who has the 2 claws, her name's Laura something. She's X-23. So this is her in the Wolverine outfit. And there's number 2. Here's Wolverine Origins number 10, which is actually her origin story, I think. Here's a Wolverine versus Hulk. I think the series was Hulk versus, and this is number 8. I don't remember for sure. X Factor 24, first appearance of Archangel. Warren Worthington as Archangel rather than just Angel. X Factor 25. X Factor 26. X Factor 92, which has a cool hologram on it. Wee, hologram. X-Force 11. Oops, got my thumb in Domino's face. It's key because it's the first appearance of Domino. There was a previous appearance where she was disguised as somebody else, but this is the first appearance of her as her. X-Force 15, which is Cable versus Deadpool. That's why it's key. X-Force 116, which is the first appearance of the Ecstatics. If you remember the team that got massacred in Deadpool 2, most of them is this group, I think. Uncanny X-Force, this is number 1, and we kept the whole series of this because both Alex and I want to read it because it's the white-suited Deadpool that Alex says is called Zenpool, and both of us want to read it. Deadpool is apparently the voice of reason on that team. We have 2 copies of that. I'm going to try and pick it up because we're at about 20 minutes. X-Force number 9, Domino and Wolverine. X-Men number 4, first appearance of Omega Red. X-Men 205, which is first appearance of Hope Summers. I believe it's as a baby, if I remember right. Oh, this one has a story. Shoot. X-Men Annual number 14. Now, generally, we talked about that first appearance thing earlier. Generally, X-Men 266 is considered the first appearance of Gambit, and that book tends to go for somewhere between 50 and 100, depending on where you find it. This annual came out 3 weeks before X-Men 266, and Gambit appears in it. So this one is the surreptitious first appearance of Gambit, even though 266 is the one that's accepted as. So this one, according to Key Collector, is a $35 book. X-Men Gold number 1. These are actually keys for a reason. Like everything isn't. New X-Men by Grant Morrison, number 115. One of these is the first appearance of Phantom X. New X-Men number 128. Speaking of Phantom X, New X-Men 129. That's him. I believe I kept all of the New X-Men that I have. New X-Men 134. This is a whole lot of first appearances in there. Stepford Cuckoos, etc. Uncanny X-Men 268. If I had had this before one of the Lee signings, I would have gotten this one signed, because this one's a ton of fun. Captain America, Wolverine, and Black Widow back from... Yeah, it's a story about Madripoor from like the 40s or 50s or something like that. X-Men Unlimited number 1, for personal reasons. This one's a $3 book. You've seen all the Josh Middleton covers of Batgirl that I really love. X-Men Unlimited number 47 is a Josh Middleton depicting Psylocke. So I would love to get this one signed. Young Avengers number 1. That is a significant key. Young Avengers number 6. Young Avengers number 12. And this one I already had. I showed it to you from the thrift store run. That is Young Avengers Presents Hawkeye 6. It's number 6 in a 6-issue miniseries, which is when Hawkeye meets up with Kate Bishop and approves of her use of the code name. So, there you go. Those are all the keys from the 26 long box purchase I made. If there's anything you want to make me an offer on, any of that stuff I'm keeping. That stuff I'm moving. So if you're looking for anything and you want to make me an offer on it, let me know. Peace.